Peace. So, astrology of the day, the math of today, as they say in the 5% Nation. Shout out to the gods. The sun just went into Virgo about 3 days ago, and the moon is in Pisces right now. So we had a full moon for this month earlier this morning. Today is the 26th. So the full moon was this morning. FYI, sun just hit Virgo. I did this so I could show y'all these angles because when I looked at it, I noticed that the sun just hit Virgo and Mars is in Capricorn and Saturn and Uranus is in. Saturn is in Capricorn. Uranus is in Taurus. So that's the three Earth signs. I wasn't even really paying attention to Mars. I just realized that really was these two, just for the simple fact that they both 2 degrees, and the sun is 3 degrees. So that's an exact um, what's called trine. All right, I'm gonna show you what it looked like on the chart. This how your charts be looking, right? When you get them, I'm gonna blow this up, and that's gonna be this right here, right? So see the sun 3 degrees Virgo. Saturn was 2 degrees Capricorn. Then Uranus is 2 degrees Taurus, right? So you see this triangle right here. Bam, bam, bam. This is called a trine. When when two planets are 4 signs away from each other and then they're in the same element. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Every 4 elements is the same energy, same every 4 signs, excuse me, is the same energy, same element. So every 4 signs is Earth sign, right? So you got Uranus here, Saturn here. So that's called trine energy. When you got planets in all three of them, it's called a holy trine. So you see this triangle, right? So that's what these lines represent in your chart. I know these lines kind of confuse a lot of people, but it's not really confusing when you understand what you're really looking at, okay? So if you look at Mercury and Venus, right? Mercury is in Leo, Venus is in Libra. Venus is at home in Libra, just FYI. Now you see this blue line in between them? That's because that's a sextile energy. When two planets are 2 signs apart, they're 60 degrees away from each other. So that's air and fire. So that's harmonious energies. Put air with fire, you cause an explosion. You put water with earth, right? You cause something to grow. Okay, so let's look see if something is water and earth. All right, bam. The moon is in Pisces, right? Okay, at 6 degrees. The moon is in Pisces at 6 degrees. Sorry, I interrupted. The moon is in Pisces at 6 degrees, and then Saturn, as I said, is 2 degrees Capricorn. So you see this line right here in between them, that to that, bam, bam, because that's sextile energy. Okay, 60 degrees away from each other. Now you see these red lines. The red lines represent the hard angles. Okay, 90 degrees is a hard angle, and opposition is a hard angle as well. Okay, so you see the sun. So as I said, we had a full moon. Anytime you have a full moon, the sun is the opposite of the moon. So you see this red line. Okay, so these are the aspects and the angles of your chart. That's what these lines represent, and you need to understand this so you understand how two different planets within your chart work together. How they operate. Are they harmonious? Do they work in harmony, or do they go against each other? Essentially, now the oppositions is it's a hard angle. They say it's hard. It's bad, quote bad. See, they got it in red, but at the same time, it is earth and water, so it's harmonious as well. See, the oppositions are like tricky, if you will. It is um, opposites are like, that's the hermetic principle. So they are the same, but since it's the exact opposite, it can be kind of difficult. So once you find balance in that, it works for you perfectly, and that's why full moons are so important. Most people ain't balanced, so they lean one way or the other. See what I'm saying? And mostly to this moon, because that's what moves people. So what else was I gonna tell y'all about this specifically? You see how Jupiter's is in Scorpio, and the moon is in Pisces. So you see the blue, because that's trine energies. All right. So you just understand that the 90-degree angles, Leo to Scorpio, is a hard angle. I mean, if you just think like a right turn, it's easier to, you understand what I'm saying, to curve around something than to stop and make a direct right turn. And they kind of look at it like logically, as opposed to just all these damn numbers and symbols. That can get kind of confusing for people, but it's really not. And down here, this chart down here, so man, this chart down here shows you how everything relates to each other. Okay, so the sun is opposite. This is symbol for opposite the moon, right? The sun is what I think this is trine with let me see. I don't know what that is. Let me see. Venus is in Libra, and the sun is in Virgo. Oh, okay. Those are when they two. This right here symbol is when they are right next to each other, which is another hard angle. Let me see if they got a. They ain't even got a line for it. This little dotted line, but it's basically when two planets are right by each other. Virgo and Libra. They call it what they call that. If like a Virgo was dating a Libra, they call it what's it called? Fatal attraction. They love being around each other, but they really can't stand each other. So it's like that's another hard angle as well, 30 degrees apart. If they in the sign next to each other, so that's what that represents. Some of these symbols I'm not 100% sure of, but I know what they represent, but I don't know. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know exactly the symbol for it, if you will. So the moon is in Pisces. Okay, so these are 5. This one represents when it's 5 signs away from each other, because the moon is in Pisces and Venus is in Libra. Okay, see the moon. Zoom out a little bit. See, they got that dotted line. Moon to Venus. 5 signs away, another hard angle, because it's not harmonious. It's air and water. That's not what's considered a harmonious angle. Now Mercury, and I believe this is sextile. Mercury and Venus. Let me see, where was Mercury? Yeah, exactly. Mercury and Venus, see, sextiles, I was saying. So that's what that symbol represents. Square, it's gonna be the 90-degree angle. So Venus and Mars. Where's Mars at? Where's Mars at? Capricorn, and Venus is in Libra. You see, 90-degree angle. See the red line? Bam. Hard angles. You see what I mean? So that's what that is. I think the Q is quintessent. I think. Let me see. Sun and Jupiter. Jupiter. Oh, that's okay, so Q is. It should be sextile, but maybe because. Then let me explain this too. If the planets are not within 5 degrees of each other, okay, and get like the sun is 3 degrees in this sign, Virgo. The moon is 2 degrees. I mean, the moon is 6 degrees in this sign, Pisces. So 3 to 6 is only a 3-degree separation. So they consider that an opposition. Now, if the moon would have been like look at this. This is Neptune, right? The moon is in Neptune is in Pisces. But you see they don't have a line from Neptune to the sun, right? And it's because this is 3 degrees and this is 15 degrees. So that's a difference of 12 degrees. To make the angle in itself, in astrology, it's said that it has to be within 5 degrees. Okay, so if Neptune would have been 8 degrees Pisces, then they would have drew a line. But since it's not, then it's not exactly 180 degrees apart from each other, or 175 to 185 degrees. You understand what I'm saying? That's 5 degrees within the 180. I know that's kind of technical, but I think you can understand it. I mean, I know sometimes I kind of talk in circles. Can't really help it. I be freestyling when I do these. I want to say this Q is, let me see, Mars and Jupiter. Where was Mars at? Capricorn. Cause see, it's sextile, cause they in 60 degrees away from each other as far as signs go. But if you look at the degree, 60 degrees from Jupiter and Scorpio, would be 16 degrees Capricorn. So you see Pluto got the angle, right? Because Pluto is 19 degrees. So 19 is only 3 away from 16. You understand what I'm saying? You got to know your geometry. You got to know your math. But, I mean, you don't if you look at this. But those who know math are people to see what it is. So since 16 and 28 is a difference of, what, 14, 12 degrees, they don't draw the line. And it's not really a sextile energy. But at the same time, you're still dealing with water and earth. So it's still sextile energy. You see? So, but this is, you got to peep, this is a computer. The computer gonna give, the computer go by numbers. You know, as a person, you can look at it and tell, okay, my Jupiter's in water, Pluto is in Capricorn, they're gonna work together, right? Even if they ain't, or I say Mars is in Capricorn, they're gonna work together even if they not exactly sextile as far as the angles go. So that's angles. I hope I explained that pretty well. I hope it wasn't too confusing for y'all. But that's what all this is. It's not real confusing. You know what I mean? Which one? I don't understand this. Let me see what that is. What is this? Venus and Jupiter. What was Venus? Venus. Oh, right next to each other. Yeah. So this one and this one represent when they are right by each other. But see, this is exactly 30 degree. Well, it's 33 or 27 degrees away from each other. So you understand? 30 degrees would be the exact angle, right? Where they would have this on there, right? But when it's Sun and Venus, right? The Sun is 3 degrees, Venus is 19, so it's not 30, it's actually 40 and some change. You understand what I'm saying? So with that, with it being 40, with 6 degrees apart from each other, it has this as opposed to this. See, this is a 45 degree angle. This is a 30 degree angle. Okay, I peeped that. 45 degree can be harmonious or not. You know, it just depends. So you know, you see, that's why I don't really talk about angles, because they're not difficult, but if you don't understand the basics, then they're difficult. You know, that's why I teach in layers. First thing you need to understand: Sun in Virgo, Moon in Pisces, Mercury in Leo, stuff like that. Once you get that done, then you can say, okay, what house is it in? Oh, okay, so what angle does it create? Oh, what is its depositor? Blah 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 blah. Then you start looking at progress charts and etc. 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 It goes on forever. And this is cardinal, fixed, mutable, fire, air, earth, water. Just show you where everything is on the chart. So peace and love. Hope you learned something.